시작할게요. 3분에 국장님 오신다.
네, 들었어요. May I have your attention, please? International Organizations and MICE Career Fair 2018 will begin shortly. Please be seated. Thank you. Okay, now that everyone is seated, let us begin. Good afternoon. My name is Lee Ye-eun. I'm from the United Nations Division at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I'll be serving as your MC today. I would like to welcome everyone to the International Career Fair co-hosted by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Incheon Metropolitan City. We hope this career fair could provide valuable information for you who wish to pursue your career in international organizations. For your information, we would also like to let you know that we have recruitment booths and exhibitions as a special side event. They're available in the exhibition rooms right next to us. We have booths from international organizations based in Korea. We have booths also from governments. And MICE agencies and companies are here to provide their knowledge and expertise in the booths next door as well. So please take a look around next door, which are set up for you. And I think we're ready to begin. Okay. Let me begin by introducing our participants. Today we have distinguished guests from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Incheon Metropolitan City, and various international organizations. May I ask each guest to stand up from your seat one by one when your name is being called so that the audience may see you. And ladies and gentlemen, I would like to ask you to join me in welcoming them with a round of applause. We have Mr. Ho Jong-sik, Vice Mayor of Incheon Metropolitan City. Mr. Kwon-Karaul, Director General of International Organizations at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And Mr. Min Hong, President of Incheon Tourism Organization. Finally, Mr. Park Sang-jin, Ambassador for International Relations of Incheon Metropolitan City. Thank you very much. I would also like to introduce our guests from the UN and various international organizations. We have Ms. Helen Kwon-Karaul from UNESCAP. Thank you very much. Ms. Jacqueline Malapitan and Mr. Brian Hippolito from the GCF Secretariat. Mr. Frank Remus and Ms. Ho Ye-jin from UNHCR Korea. Mr. Etienne Gauss from the ICC. Ms. Fatima Peregrino Brima and Ms. Kim Joo-mi from the IOM. Mr. Jean-Luc Marceline from the UNDP. Ms. Corinne Woods from the WFP. Mr. Eric Tagnon from the WHO. Ms. Vittoria Vecchione from the FAO. Next, let me introduce our participants from the MICE industry. Mr. Walter Peck, President of Korea Tourism College. We have guests here from Thailand as well. Ms. Supawan from the Thailand Convention and Exhibition Bureau. Ms. Inkwan from the Thailand Convention and Exhibition Bureau. Ms. Prapan and Ms. Kritsani from the Thailand Incentive and Convention Association. And finally, Mr. Tassan and Mr. Nutakom from the Thai Exhibition Association. Thank you for sharing your valuable time with us today. Now, I would like to welcome our guests who have joined us this afternoon to share their messages. First of all, a congratulatory address will be delivered by Mr. Ho Jong-sik, Vice Mayor of Incheon Metropolitan City. Please welcome Vice Mayor Ho to the stage with a warm round of applause.
안녕하세요. 저는 인천시 균형발전 정무부시장 호정식입니다. 멀리 타일랜드에서 오셨네요. 타일랜드 환영합니다. 우리 또 뒤에 젊은 학생들 오셨는데 반가워요. 반갑습니다. 여러분 송도에 처음 오신 분 많으시죠? 송도 참 많이 바뀌었죠? 이 자리가 옛날에는 갯벌이었습니다. 갯벌을 매립해서 이렇게 만들어 놓은 거예요. 송도 국제도시가 된 겁니다. 특히 지금 오신 우리 젊은, 제가 아까 여쭤보니까 한국 관광대 학생들 손 한번 들어보세요. 관광대 없어요? 그 통동여대에 오신 분들 많으시네. 자, 저는 여기에 계신 이런 청년들이 꿈을 펴는 나라, 청년들의 열정을 정말 높이 사는 나라, 이런 나라가 좋은 나라라고 생각합니다. 그런데 지금 우리나라가 이런 부분에는 몹시 어렵습니다. 여러분의 이 꿈과 희망을 이런 송도에서 펴십시오. 송도에는 국제기구도 많이 있고요. 저희들이 더 많이 유치하려고 생각하고 있습니다. 이 송도에 있는 국제기구만 여러분들의 꿈을 펼 게 아니라 전 세계의 국제기구도 많이 있습니다. 이런 곳에서 일하는 우리 젊은이들을 저희 인천시는 응원하고 또 끝까지 도와드리겠습니다. 여러분 반갑고 인천에 오신 걸 환영합니다. 감사합니다.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor, for your words of encouragement. Next, Mr. Kwon-Karaul, Director General for the International Organizations Bureau at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, will deliver the opening remarks. Please welcome Mr. Kwon-Karaul with a round of applause.
네, 여러분 반갑습니다. 방금 소개받은 외교부 국제기구국장 권기환입니다. 우리 부시장님께서 아주 짤막하고 임팩트 있는 축사를 해주셨는데요. 저는 영문으로 제 내용을 준비를 했습니다. 경청해 주시면 감사하겠습니다. Mr. Ho Jong-sik, Vice Mayor of Incheon Metropolitan City, Mr. Min Min-hong, President of the Incheon Tourism Organization, and Mr. Park Sang-jin, Ambassador for International Relations of Incheon Metropolitan City, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to welcome everyone to this year's International Organizations and MICE Korea Fair, co-hosted by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Incheon Metropolitan City. My special thanks go to the representatives and human resources experts from international organizations. Your contribution has been indispensable in organizing this event, and I greatly appreciate your time and participation. I would also like to express my gratitude to the Metropolitan City of Incheon. This is the second time that we are co-hosting this event. Thank you for your generous support. Collaborating with Incheon and especially holding this Korea Fair in Songdo International City is ideal for us because Songdo is the newest and biggest hub in Korea when it comes to international organizations. Today, Songdo is home to 16 offices of international organizations, including the Green Climate Fund, which is headquarters in Songdo, and World Bank Group Korea, UNESCAP, just to name a few. In total, it is estimated that approximately 40 intergovernmental organizations and their partner institutions, as well as 20 non-governmental organizations, have established offices in Korea. This is quite a significant development, considering that there was only 5 organizations here before the year 2000. We greatly welcome this transformation. Not only does it signify the growing cooperation between Korea and the UN, but it's also bringing the UN closer to the Korean public. And we hope that this will lead more Koreans to become interested in pursuing careers in international organizations. Although it has been less than 30 years since Korea joined the UN, 768 Korean nationals are working in more than 58 international organizations around the world today. And this number is expected to increase. As Korea steps up its international presence, the appetite for international careers keeps growing. And I can feel the passion and ambition of our young generation whenever I visit these career fairs, and today is not an exception. Korean government is working very actively to support the youth who dream of pursuing careers in international organizations. Since 1996, Foreign Ministry has sent JPOs every year to various international organizations. We encourage you to take advantage of this program, which offers a chance to work alongside highly experienced experts in renowned international organizations. More importantly, many JPOs are given job opportunities after completing their assignment, if the organization is satisfied with their work performance. Over 80% of Korean JPOs have found jobs in the UN system or other organizations. This is why the JPO program is a very effective stepping stone for those who want to work in international organizations. We will be sending 15 JPOs this year and 15 for next year as well. In addition to the JPO program, Foreign Ministry also provides young talents with the opportunity to work as UN volunteers in field offices, mainly in the areas of development cooperation and humanitarian assistance. This UN volunteer program is a chance for you to gain new experience and get to know the work environment. This year, we are in the process of selecting 55 UN volunteers, and next year, 51 positions will be available. I would also like to remind you that government-funded programs such as the JPO and UN volunteers are not the only way to build careers in international organizations. There are many other paths for you to find. We have an international organizations recruitment center in the Foreign Ministry for general assistance and to answer any questions you may have. The center is available online through its website or Facebook, or you can call or visit in person. I hope that today's event will provide an opportunity for students to gain a better understanding of the recruitment process and network with experts from international organizations. At the same time, it will be a valuable opportunity to get to know the MICE industry, which is closely related to the works of international organizations. I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Director General, for the inspiring message. Next, Mr. Min Hong of Incheon Tourism Organization will deliver his welcoming remarks. Please welcome Mr. Min with a round of applause.
여러분 반갑습니다. 인천광역시에 제가 온 지가 얼마 안 됐는데 이런 좋은 자리에 여러분들 만나게 돼서 정말 영광이고 반갑습니다. 특히 이제 2018 국제기구-MICE 코리아 페어가 사실은 굉장히 중요한 행사가 지금 되는데 어쨌든 이 자리에 많은 또 젊은 학생들, 청년분들이 오신 것에 대해서 진심으로 환영합니다. 그리고 오늘 행사가 정말 내실 있게 진행될 수 있도록 귀한 시간을 내주신 우리 허정식 부시장님, 그리고 권규환 국장님, 그리고 또 박상진 대사님 감사드리고, 특히 또 멀리서 또 오신 분도 계시는데 국제기구를 대표해서 UNESCAP의 헬렌 콘-카라울 씨도 오셨고, 또 태국에서도 태국 TCEB에서 오신 Supawan Teerarat 씨도 오셨습니다. 그래서 이런 국내 기구 또 마이스 관계자 PO라든가 PCO에서 많이 오셨는데 정말 깊은 감사를 드립니다. 2012년도에 사실은 아주 작은 규모로 인천 마이스 자페어라는 타이틀로 이게 소규모로 시작한 행사로 제가 알고 있습니다. 그래서 근데 이 행사가 작년부터 우리 외교부하고 또 국제기구 분야로 확대돼서 올해 아마 두 번째로 이렇게 크게 되는 것 같은데, 제가 조금 전에 이르기로는 자그마치 등록한 학생 청년들이 2,500명이라고 그러고 또 국제기구를 비롯해서 여러 단체에서 한 60개 정도 또 이렇게 부스도 운영하고 계신 걸 다시 한번 감사드리고 특히 올해는 이제 아까 말씀드린 태국 그 TCEB하고 또 트립 어드바이저스도 오셨더라고요. 아까 제가 인사를 드렸는데 그리고 중국에서도 C트립도 오시고 그래서 이런 아주 유명한 다국적 그 외국 기업들도 참여를 해서 진짜 우리 그 이번 행사가 진정한 글로벌 마이스 자폐가 되지 않았나 이렇게 생각을 하고 있습니다. 아시다시피 이제 인천은 사실은 관광뿐만 아니고 특히 마이스 분야에서 질적으로 양적으로 급성장을 하고 있습니다. 아까도 소개가 됐습니다만은 지난해 인천시가 인천광역시가 국제회의 개최 건수로 아마 66건 이게 이제 그 세계 도시 중에서 24위라고 하거든요. 근데 이게 이제 UIA라는 이제 Union of International Association은 UIA 기구에서 발표하는 공식 통계입니다. 그래서 인천이 이제 굉장히 빠른 속도로 성장을 하고 있다. 국제회의 분야에서. 그리고 인천의 그 마이스 인프라도 지속적으로 확대되고 있지요. 아시다시피 이제 인천공항 이 터미널이 이제 최근에 확장이 됐고 또 지금 여러분들이 계시는 이 송도 컨벤시아가 올해 7월 달에 2단계가 이제 확장이 됐습니다. 그리고 아시다시피 영종도에 이제 그 IR 그 복합 리조트 또 그 확장 공사가 2단계가 완료됐고 아마 제가 내년 4월, 5월이 되지 싶습니다만은 자그마치 22만 톤 배가 접원할 수 있는 크루즈 전용 터미널이 바로 여기 송도에 또 오픈이 됩니다. 이렇게 많은 인프라들이 확대가 되고 있고 그런데 이제 더 중요한 거는 마이스 산업이 이제 글로벌 경쟁력을 높이는 데 있어서 정말 중요한 거는 사실은 이런 인프라를 운영하는 사람입니다. 그리고 서비스 품들이겠죠. 그래서 특히 오늘 행사가 중요한데 저희는 이번 행사를 계기를 통해서 정말 우수한 마이스 인력들을 좀 이번 행사가 계기돼서 키워내고 또 이런 인력들이 우리 마이스 관련 기업들과 만나서 마이스 생태계가 지속적으로 좀 성장할 수 있도록 하는 계기가 됐으면 합니다. 그런 의미에서 오늘 참가해 주신 마이스 기업 관계자 여러분 그리고 대학생 청년 여러분께 소중하고 유용한 시간이 되기를 기원하겠습니다. 다시 한번 이 자리에 참석해 모신 깊은 감사를 드립니다. 여러분 감사하고 다시 또 뵙도록 하겠습니다. 감사합니다.
Thank you very much for the welcome, Mr. Min. Now, I would like to invite Ms. Helen Kwon-Karaul, Chief of Organization Development and Staffing of the UNESCAP, to introduce the UN system and its recruitment sources. Please welcome Ms. Kwon-Karaul with a warm round of applause.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here to talk about job opportunities at the UN Secretariat. My name is Helen Kwon-Karaul. I am currently working in our Bangkok office in Human Resources Management. During this short introductory session, I will be covering what we do at the UN, the various job opportunities, as Director General Kwon mentioned. It's not only jobs, but we also have consultancies, internships, JPO, and other programs, which I will briefly review today. I will also touch upon the recruitment process, as well as a brief overview of the work environment in the UN Secretariat and some of the benefits. What we do. There are 5 main areas where we work within the UN, including, of course, peace and security, sustainable development, human rights, humanitarian aid, and international law. Throughout the Secretariat, the Sustainable Development Goals of 2030 are on everyone's agenda, and this is a huge focus of the Secretariat. The headquarters is located in New York with main offices in Geneva, Vienna, Nairobi. We also have 5 economic and social commissions throughout the world, as well as, of course, peacekeeping operations. Peacekeeping has grown tremendously. About 48% of all UN Secretariat staff currently work in our peacekeeping operations. So this is also another area of opportunity. We have a system-wide gender strategy in place, and especially in our peacekeeping missions, there is a goal to try and increase the number of women. About 22% of women currently work in our peacekeeping missions. Okay, as of the end of August, here is some data about Korean nationals working at the UN. As you can see, we have a bit more females than males, and the mass majority is around the mid-management level, around P3, P4 levels. I was pleasantly surprised to see that our office in Bangkok has the most number of Korean nationals working in the UN Secretariat, followed by our Office of Department of Economic and Social Affairs in New York, as well as Human Rights. As you can see, the mass majority are in New York. Okay. So in terms of job opportunities, the way we organize our jobs is through job networks. So if you, for example, work in IT, you will belong in our iTechNet network, or for example, if you work in management and administration like myself, you will belong in the Magnet network. So one of the most common ways to get a job at the UN is to apply to a regular job opening that are listed on our careers.un.org website. We also have temporary job openings, which will be less than 1 year. It's a great way to get your foot in the door and have work experience at the UN. If you are under the age of 32 and participating in the YPP, or Young Professionals Program, this is an exam given every year for countries that may be underrepresented or not represented or projected to be underrepresented, so that the UN has nationals from all member states working in the organization. The JPO program is one of the best ways also to get into the UN, because with JPOs, staff members can apply to positions right away and become a regular staff member after completing their JPO. We also have competitive language exams, so if you are a linguist and are fluent in more than 2 languages, official languages of the UN, you may be entitled to take the examination and become a staff member through the examination program. Internships is a very popular way. Many students come into the UN and gain experience. Internships are also posted on our careers.un.org website. I mentioned consultancies and contractors. These are often expertise we are looking for in certain areas, whether it be writing papers, doing analytical work, and these opportunities are also posted on the website. There's also the general service category. These are support staff who essentially make the UN work the way it does. There is an exam to become a general service staff member who are recruited locally. And the UNV program is not administered by the Secretariat, but rather by the UNV office in Bonn. But we do also hire UNVs in the Secretariat. So the UN recruitment process in a nutshell is applying for positions, really looking at the job opening details, seeing whether you're interested, whether you meet the requirements, applying. Once we receive applicants, we do an evaluation of every single applicant we receive against the criteria. There may be an assessment exercise, for example, a written exam, a presentation, some type of evaluation to examine your substantive technical skills. Those who pass that may be invited to a competency-based interview. And then, of course, final selection decisions are made. In my afternoon session, I will go into a lot more detail about the process and go over how you can build a very strong application so you actually make it to our shortlist. So when you are thinking of applying, there's some critical questions to ask yourself. When you read a job opening, at the bottom, you will see what the requirements are. We normally have what is absolutely required, for example, a university degree, and then we often have what is desirable under work experience. If you have those desirable work experience, you want to make it very clear in your application, because that is how we shortlist hundreds of candidates. So these are questions you want to ask yourself. If a job opening says fluency in English is required and knowledge of French is desirable, we may use that language to shortlist candidates. So make that very explicit in your application. And we also ask that when you apply to positions, if you want to be selected, that you would actually take up that position. So, these are life questions that you have to ask yourself. Am I willing to go to Geneva, relocate my family? Am I willing to go to Nairobi? So we ask candidates to really think about these questions when applying to positions. So in any job opening, and this is a real one that's on our website right now, you will have a section where it tells you where the post is located, who do you report to, excuse me. It will list the responsibilities, the functions of this position, and the competencies required, such as good teamwork skills, or if it's a managerial position, it might have competencies related to vision or managing performance, as well as the requirements under education, experience, and languages. So I mentioned the desirables that we often put into JOs. As you can imagine, we get hundreds, sometimes thousands of applicants. So the first thing that happens in our recruitment system is an automated filtering process. What we often see, for example, with English, we understand English may not be the candidate's mother tongue, and sometimes people are very modest in evaluating their language skills. So under English, instead of indicating they're fluent in 4 areas, they might say they're confident or they have basic. If you write that, you will never get through the recruitment process because the system will filter you out. In the same way, under education, put all your education degrees. Sometimes people miss the bachelor's or they don't put in some degrees, and again, the system might filter you out. What I put in green are what I call the desirables. So once the system filtered you in, then the hiring manager will go through your application and see, okay, for this position, does the person have experience in program management, in the context of counterterrorism? If you have that experience, make sure you explicitly indicate that, as the same with all the other desirables. If you have all the desirables, you will most likely make it to the shortlist. The competency-based interview is based on the concept that past behavior is the best predictor of future behavior. So competency-based interviews will ask you to share about your experiences in the past. When you go to careers.un.org, there is an online tutorial on how to write an effective application as well as prepare yourself for the competency-based interview. In terms of the UN work environment and benefits, I indicated some of the major benefits and entitlements we have. Because of the gender strategy and because of the direction the Secretariat is going towards, we do promote flexible working arrangements very heavily and trying to create a healthy, good work environment. Listed are some of the benefits international staff and regular staff may have at the UN. So I want to thank you very much. I will be hosting an afternoon session where I will go into much more detail about the various job opportunities that I mentioned. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. This brings us to the final segment of our opening ceremony. I'd like to welcome Ms. Supawan, Senior Vice President of Strategic Business Development and Innovation of TCEB, for an introduction to the MICE industry. Please welcome Ms. Supawan with warm applause.
Good afternoon and สวัสดีค่ะ First of all, I would like to thank you, the Incheon Metropolitan City and also the Tourism Organization of Incheon and MICE Industry Division welcoming us, especially the colleagues from Association of MICE from Thailand. And also, my topic today would be more focused on the best practice for foster the MICE talented. However, before I'm starting my slide, I would like to know about you all a little bit. How many of you have been to Thailand? Wow, that's many. And how many of you know where we are located? Okay, great. Have you ever heard about ASEAN? Okay, great. So let me take you to the journey to Thailand together before we get to know MICE Thailand. You see in the circle, Thailand is located in Southeast Asia. But now, no one say Southeast Asia anymore because we, as one nation, one community, we changed the name from Southeast Asia to ASEAN, ASEAN, and next year Thailand will be the chairperson for the ASEAN. You can see that from the geographic location, we are right in the heart of ASEAN mainland. In ASEAN, and you can travel from Thailand to Myanmar, Laos, Vietnam, Cambodia within 1 hour by plane. And to Malaysia, Singapore, around 2 hours, 2 hours and a half. To Indonesia, 3 hours. Philippines, also 3 hours. Indonesia, pretty much the same. And we fly to Korea, Japan, around 5 hours. But what important is, you see this slide, there are 10 countries that combine together as an ASEAN nation. And what is the benefit among 10 countries? We get the free trade agreement, the investment, connectivities, and by the year 2023, our region will have the connectivity through the sky, the train, speedy train. Okay, I cannot use the pointer here. Anyway, you look up the north of Thailand. The speedy train will be from the project of China, One Belt, One Road, from Kunming down to Laos and passing Thailand as a center, down to Malaysia. And from the east to west, starting from Cambodia, Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos, Thailand, and to Myanmar. So by the time we are connected to one another, similarly to the European Union, exactly, okay? But however, the currency is still, a different currency based on our nation. And these populations among ASEAN make the industry called MICE and tourism growing fast and fast. So we consider ourselves as a dynamic region of Asia. Because MICE is so important, that's why our government has support this MICE traveler, which considered to be a high profile or premium MICE traveler to our country. For Thailand, you can see MICE industry is growing about 12% almost every year, only the second from the financial institution. And a quick snapshot on MICE Thailand. Every year we receive and welcome the international MICE traveler around 1 million people, which leads to bringing the revenue to the country over 3,200 million US dollar. However, this year, 2018, we see the growth maybe about 10%. So it will be, we expect to be 1.3 or 1.4 international MICE traveler. However, from the past, we also have some difficulty in our country with the politics, with some of the disaster. So the government, especially TCEB as a leader, we persuade and encourage the corporates, the local corporates, local government, local association to organize MICE activities like meetings, conference, and exhibition across the country so that the revenue can be generated more than tourism. So we do the survey, we call domestic MICE. It's cater about 36 million Thai MICE traveler across the country and bring the revenue around 1,700 million baht a year. The top rank of the international MICE traveler to Thailand, China, India, Singapore, Malaysia, and you can see Korea is number 5, Japan. Okay, and if you look into our ICA ranking, considered to be number 1 in ASEAN for UFI exhibition, we are number 1 ranking in ASEAN. And for the convention ranking from ICA, International Convention Association, we are number 6 in Asia Pacific. And for the economic impact, MICE generate about 6.9 billion US dollar to MICE expenditure. This is more on spending per head, and 3.5 billion to the GDP, and of course with the government tax, 0.4 billion US dollar. And every year we generate job creation to the country around 164,000 MICE job creation. And if you look into pie charts of MICE, majority of industry that bring most of the traveler and revenue would be on convention. It's share about 35%, okay? And exhibition, even though it's only 25%, but spending per person, per trip is more than any meetings, convention, and incentive. And look into our MICE worker. We also do the survey, how much times that MICE worker contribute to the revenue to the country. It's found out that MICE industry contribute 2.1 times more than average employees do in Thailand. This is for Thailand version, okay? Talk about my organization first. Thailand Convention and Exhibition Bureau, or everyone call us as TCEB. Also, Thai people call us as TCEB, TCEB. We are 100% government, and right now, we being supervised by Prime Minister, meaning that we report directly to the Prime Minister, and we already been established for 14 years this year. Before that, we were one of the departments in the Tourism Authority of Thailand. And because of the distribution, the channel of communication and the channel of attracting the international to Thailand is different from tourism. So private sectors, Thailand Exhibition Association, Thailand Incentive and Convention Association, and Hotel Association, and many more of the government, they discuss together and think that because MICE is not exactly like tourism, so they separate us and set up a bureau called Thailand Convention and Exhibition Bureau, and that since then we are here to promote Thailand. For Thailand MICE, we have the 3 strategy, but the strategy that we proceed has to be according to the government policy because we're receiving the money, the tax from the people of Thailand. Therefore, whatever we do, whatever we plan, has to focus on the government policy, which is we have the 20-year strategy of the nation, stabilities, wealthy, and sustainabilities. For TCEB, we have only 3 strategies to remember, which is very easy. First is to win, meaning to attract more international events to Thailand, and also at the same time, encourage the domestic to organize MICE across the country to promote Thailand as a preferred choice of destination for Asia, especially to be the #1 world class in our region of ASEAN, and to develop, to foster, to facilitate the growth and capability development. And this last one is where my presentation will be focused on. Let me talk about MICE Capability Department, where I supervise. Okay? This department is more focused on MICE knowledge platform and standardization to bring an uplift, elevate Thailand MICE to the next level and to be able to compete with the global arena. For the MICE knowledge platform, we not only concern about university students, academic, but we also concern with how to develop the skill of professionals, MICE professional also. And at the same time, we certify the standardized, we have our own standardization called Thailand MICE Venue Standard, which is now being uplifted as an ASEAN Venue MICE Standard, which means to certify the meeting room, certify the exhibition and convention centers, and to certify the public area. You know, nowadays, unique venue is very important for the MICE industry. And at the same time, we also bringing the certification from ISO, especially focused on sustainabilities, food waste, for example, food waste prevention, carbon footprint, and many more, energy and so on. So have a look at the MICE knowledge platform, that what we are doing right now. We have a many program, but the program that we would highlight to uplift and encourage the young professional, the graduate, new graduate, undergraduate, and the student to come to our MICE industry. MICE academic cluster, MICE curriculum, and student chapter, where I will talk more about this. However, for the MICE professional, we also very care how to uplift the development of MICE professional in meetings, in conference, and in exhibition, and also in the event. So we join hands together with the international MICE organization globally, like UFI. You may have heard UFI is for the Exhibition Association, MPI, IAPCO, SITES, and also ICA to bring in the certified program. CEM for the exhibition, CMP for the meetings, CIS for the incentive, ISPC, PCMA, and EMD. So before we going to do any mission, we set the goal that MICE capabilities or Thailand Convention and Exhibition Bureau, we would like to focus to make Thailand as an ASEAN MICE education hub. Because right now, there are about 6 or 7 international MICE organizations globally that they appointing Thailand as a regional center of their certified program among 10 countries in ASEAN. So we are not only bringing in the certified program for Thailand, but also we subsidy part of it for the whole region to be able to have the skill of the MICE operators. And as I mentioned, we do the standardization. We would like to be the standard MICE center in the region and the leader for sustainability with many programs. So very fast for the mission of this department, we want to extend the knowledge to the new generation. We want to elevate the capability and knowledge and to expand to our colleagues overseas and to enhance service and quality up to the international standard. What we do for foster MICE talents? You know, in Thailand, the difficulties and challenge of Thai entrepreneurs, especially in MICE, are first, most of the graduate students, when they graduate from hospitalities, from tourism, they don't want to work in MICE industry. Most of them work in the tourism industry, in the hotel industry. But in the other way around, what we do the survey is the students who graduate from the economics, business administrations, arts, liberal arts, public relations, etc., even the architects, they turn their eyes to our MICE industry. That's why we would like to push harder. MICE industry in Thailand is not easy because everyone works together in order to have the successful in 1 day, 2 day, or 3 day of their MICE event. So the program that we focus, as I mentioned, not for the professional, but also for Generation Y and also the generation of millennium. We focus starting from the high school and university and international university and vocational school. Okay, I got only a few minutes to go. So the main strategy that we push forward for the MICE talents would be first to concentrate on the content development. We produce the MICE curriculum, a book, Exhibition 101, Event 101, Conference 101, and MICE 101, both in English and in Thai. And we also have the case book for the case study because most of the academic professor instructors, they don't work, hardly work in the industry. Having this case book will help them to persuade and teach the students. And also, we have the Coach to Coaches program in order to teach the introduction of MICE for the newcomer of professor, instructors, teachers, students, and also the newcomer from association and the government. We also have the connection development focused on academy exchange program, student exchange program, and academic MICE cluster. Academic MICE cluster is very important because nowadays a lot of MICE events only being in the capital. We have over 300 MICE events for the conference, which has been ranking as #1 in ASEAN. How can we make it happen in other countries, in other cities around Thailand? So we appoint the academic university, who is our partner from 4 regions to represent us. For the career development, we have the Career Day, the Student Chapter, Youth Program, Youth Challenge, and International MICE Conference Forum. I'll show you in detail later. So this is part of the curriculum that we produce, both in Thai and in English. Nowadays, we have Academic Alliance over 110 university vocational school that have the major, have MICE as a selected course, and about 14 have MICE as a major. Okay. This is the MOU signing with the university around Thailand. This is an example of the Coach to Coaches. This year already the 9th edition of the Coach to Coaches that we make the forum outskirts of Bangkok to other regions. So everyone equal to learn about MICE. Talking about the exchange program, we're not only having the student exchange program, but also academic exchange program with 8 countries already, okay, and about 49 organizations around the world. For Korea, we already have the MOU signing with CVB in Seoul, in Korea Exhibition Organizer Association, and also with the university from 5 universities already. And we are looking forward to have more collaboration from you all. This is the student exchange program that we work together to exchange the student internship. Okay, and a little bit about academic cluster. The government have the policy to invest in making the MICE event outside the capital. So MICE Academy cluster is one of the important tools. TCEB, we don't have the office in other city, only in the central part. So we're having the 4 regions that university is the leader, from the north, from the south, from the east, and from the west. They are helping us to not only upskill the education, but also upskill level of professional from the MICE operators. And they're also helping us to organize in partner of the career fair and also the academic of MICE. Okay, and for MICE Academy and Career Day, we already have 4th edition this year, working together with TICA, Thailand Incentive and Convention Association, and Thailand Exhibition Association, Thailand Hotel Association, and Event Management Association. We're not working alone. So we also organize the Academy and Career Day, having almost 80% of the company in MICE industry get together, have a booth, and open the job opportunity for the student and those who are interested to change to be in the MICE industry. And at the same time, we have the forum to engage with them, how to be happy, how to work in the MICE industry, what are the tips and techniques, and so on. So what we are targeted by 2020, we expect to have around 5,000 university students completed MICE, and 1,000 from the vocational school. Student chapter, this is the program that we encourage every city in Thailand, every university to have this program, because as I mentioned, MICE also quite new to Thailand. They know tourism, but MICE is quite difficult. So student chapter, right now we have 62 universities around the country to have the student chapter. These students gather together as a club, not only for MICE faculties, but also other faculties. And this is when we first launched the program. And this is the benefit for the student chapter, starting from getting the network, getting the education, getting the scholarship, internship opportunities, and also career path opportunities, exchange program domestically and overseas, and also the certificate, and especially the MICE youth program in the next slide that I would like to show you the great success. We have the MICE youth program by getting every club of the student chapter together and teach them how to do the business plan, teach them how to write the business event or MICE event from the expert in the industry. Okay, and when there has been teach or there are some kind of camping, we have the program to respond to this called MICE Youth Challenge. We select the top ranking, top 5 or top 10 together, and having them compete, make the competition, and we select the winners to go and compete in the international level. For example, with ITCMA hosting in Bangkok every year, in IMEX, Frankfurt or USA, in Africa. And this year, from our partner support, we got to win the winning award talking about the event related to insect. Okay, and we also got the recognition award talking about LBGT in Thailand. And also we got award from the IMEX this year. English is not our mother tongue. English is not the official language. So I would like to encourage every student, every instructor here to push your student to speak and communicate in English. And in my industry, English is very important. Okay, this is my last slide before I just quick 1 minute for the video. My last slide is, if you are in the MICE business, I would like to welcome you all to participate in our program. We are ready to support and give the subsidy with some of you. You can talk with us more at TCEB booth. Certified incentive program and certified exhibition management program, and our own certified program called Sustainable Event Professional. Let me show you the video. Okay, all right. So this is my last slide. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Supawan. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for all your attention. This is the end of our opening ceremony. And before we go, I'd just like to make a few quick announcements. If you have used receivers to listen to the simultaneous interpretation, please make sure to leave your receivers at your seat. They cannot be removed from this room. It's 2:02, so from 2:20, the International Organization's career session will be held on the 3rd floor. You can use the elevators and the stairs at the left side of this room. And from 4 p.m., there will be the MICE Career Seminar in this room. So if you're attending the MICE Career Seminar, please return to this room at 4. I would just like to ask the distinguished guests to please proceed to the stage for a quick photograph. Thank you very much.